What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome back to the Dapper Snapper Gaming channel, and welcome back to week 4 of the LTM Pokemon Draft League. This week we take on, I guess, who is our new nemesis, GentlemanThomas, the one who stole the chip from us in UNPL. If you missed that battle, that is up in the iCard above. It was a fantastic one, but we're here for revenge, and I definitely want to maintain my positive record here and go to 3-1 rather than 2-2, but Thomas is not going to make that easy. Before we jump into it, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, before we jump into the battle, we're going to do a quick team builder, and there will be timestamps down below if you'd like to skip ahead. So as always, Thomas is really doing well this season again, and he's built a really strong team. He definitely found a lot of value on the board when building this squad, and he's got some sneaky little techs here and there that really make it that much better. Iron Jugulus is one of the best mons that was on the board, and Thomas got pick 1, so makes sense why he took it. This thing hits like a truck. It's pretty fast. It can use booster energy to keep it from having to use choice items and still boost some really key things like speed, especially. Really good. Tauros Blaze is one of the best mons in this low tier draft. I've just found that the different types of Tauros, the water and the fire one, are just insanely good in this format, and yeah, this is absolutely a fantastic grab for him. And then his Terra Captain Toxtricity. This offensive core, these first 3 mons, are really hard to take hits from, and it's really hard to resist all of these hits, especially when you can Terra normal Boom Burst, you can boost your overdrives, you could boost your poison moves, or you can grab some kind of coverage that you needed. It's really good, especially since it can boost with shift gear, it could run a choice set, it can do a lot of different things. Really good pickup there. Toadscroll, bulky, fast mon. It's got a lot of really good utility. It's a rapid spin option. It's a toxic spiker, a lot of good stuff there. Bronzong, given a potential trick room mode, maybe. Or if you want Rabombi, then you've got webs, which I think are very likely into my team. Mudsdale, kind of the bane of my existence. I don't have a whole lot to deal with that. It hits pretty hard. It's super bulky with stamina. Yeah, really good into my team. Porygon 2, another huge problem into my team. He just drafted like super hard hitting and then drafted a lot of super bulky mons outside of Rabombi. Really hard to break that middle section there. And then Bramblegast. Bramblegast is a really slept on pick. We had it a couple seasons ago and it did work. It's awesome. It's kind of a comfort pick for Thomas. He had it in UNPL as well. And I think a lot of this team is comfort picks for Thomas, but hey, if it works, and he's doing great with it. And then finally, Pincurchin plus Alolan Raichu, which is a really cool bring because that can not only activate his Iron Jugulus, but you also have Surge Surfer on the Raichu, and you've got to be prepared for that possibility, which can be very scary. So yeah, it's a great team. It's very well constructed, and I think that it's going to give us a lot of issues. But what have we put together? Let's find out. Starting off, I wanted to bring something that has not hit the field just yet, and that is Toadscroll. Now, Toadscroll is a mon that I have kind of clowned on this entire time because honestly, I still don't think it's that great. However, I think it does have a better matchup than Komala here, and the possibility of webs coming is very high. I definitely want to keep those away if I possibly can, and so keeping this around is definitely going to be a valuable option. Basic coverage here of Giga Drain, Earth Power, and Knockoff also make a lot of sense. We can take a lot of key items off of there. Earth Power hits most of his team. He doesn't have a lot of great switch-ins to ground, which is nice. And then we've got a little bit of bulk here with an AV on there just to give us a little bit of longevity, maybe possibly take an ice type hit if we have to, but hopefully we don't have to go through that if we don't have to. Next up, our dedicated lead, which is going to be Pheasantipity. Now this thing honestly could just do a bunch of damage right off the bat. If he leads with the Rabombi like what I'm expecting, that's pretty much at least 1 free Swords Dance, if not 2, and we've got a lot of attack investment here that could possibly just take a KO or 2. His switch in is going to be Mudsdale on this, and so if we can Swords Dance up 2 or 3 times, and then we've got the Shuka Berry to take the hit, we might be sitting in a decent spot, right? We've got quite a bit of speed here to outspeed his slower stuff, but overall this is not a bad little early game breaker, and I think it could work out. I originally had agility over roost as kind of a sacrificial type of thing, but I think that we've got a little bit of bulk in here that could give it some longevity. So that's why we brought roost over something that makes us go a little bit faster. Next up, Porygon Z, and we are running Adrenaline Orb this week because that bull is definitely coming, and that bull is a great switch in to Porygon Z. So as long as we can prevent the webs from going up, then this thing is awesome because when we get intimidated, this is going to boost our speed. Now, of course, competitive is a thing on our Kilowattrel, but I don't think that he wants to switch this in on Kilowattrel. This he definitely would want to switch the bull in on, and so this makes a lot more sense. We've got Nasty Plot to try to set up, and then when he switches into the bull, we just kind of go nuts, which is really cool. So yeah, we just have the one dance here, Tri Attack plus Shadow Ball hits pretty much everything, and then Hyper Beam if we need that extra bit of damage. There are a few things on here that just will not go down, and we need that extra bit of damage to, yeah, maybe make a one-for-one trade, but it's worth it in most cases. Next up, SLOWBRO, and we're bringing a more offensive variant this time around. We've got Trick Room because I think that webs are very valuable here, and I don't think that I necessarily am going to be able to keep them away every time. And so this is kind of my insurance, my ability to be able to take advantage of them sort of if my opponent does happen to get them up. This can help me to sort of flip the script on that and make sure that I'm getting the most out of that. So that's kind of the plan here to help us out. We've got Future Sight plus Ice Beam. That kind of hits pretty much his entire team, which is good, and we're quite invested into that special attack stat, which is nice. We've got Life Orb here. Of course, we can regenerator that damage off there, which is great, and then slack off if we need even more recovery. Next up, we've got Flygon, and Flygon is here for rocks, it's here for Edgequake, it's here to possibly take a Boom Burst, because I think that Terra Normal Boom Burst makes way too much sense in this matchup, and so this is our dedicated take at least one hit and then deal a lot of damage back. I originally had Superpower on this over Stealth Rocks, but the more that I looked at it, I think Stealth Rock makes a little more sense. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll end up regretting it, but we'll just have to see there. And then of course, U-turn for momentum, pretty standard stuff there. And then finally, Low Kicks. Low Kicks is going to be choice banded this week, and we've got Throat Chop to stop those sound moves, which is really cool, as well as First Impression, Knockoff, and U-turn. Pretty standard stuff as far as this goes. Nothing too crazy on there. You'll notice we didn't bring Kilowattrel this week, which may end up being a problem. I'm hard calling no Pincurchin. I'm hard calling no Raichu. And so I'm hoping that with those not being present, that I can make the most of it and work this out. I also didn't bring Magnezone, which I think has a good matchup here, and I'm hoping that he kind of over-prepped for it and that we can deal with things otherwise without it. We'll see what happens. It's a rough matchup regardless, but with all that out of the way, let's jump into it and see how we do. All right, here we go. Rematch of the century here, and no Iron Jugulus. Okay. All right, that's definitely interesting, especially since we didn't bring Kilowattrel, which was really good into it. It's interesting. I thought he might bring like Booster Energy, maybe, but no P2. That's good to see. Definitely good to see no P2. No Bronzong, but Bronzong didn't really give me any problems. And then we don't see the Pincurchin plus Raichu combo. I mean, I have 2 ground types plus Volt Absorb on Kilowattrel, so I mean that makes sense. Okay, all right. Mudsdale, of course, is a huge problem. The Bull can be a bit of a problem, and it is Terra Normal Toxtricity. That's what I kind of predicted going into this week, so it makes sense. So the Chilanberry will make sense on Flygon, which is good. Our dedicated lead has been the Fez, so I think we're just gonna stick with the plan, because when I make a plan and then change it up later, that's when things go wrong. So that's not how we're gonna do this. We're just gonna lead off with Fez and see where we land. Maybe it'll be Rabombi, Starburst, Rabombi, yep. So although I really can't touch this thing, my opponent definitely will think that I can. I would imagine. I don't think we can do a whole lot to this. I mean, Play Rough does 71% to no bulk. So I mean, could Swords Dance turn 1? Maybe? I don't know. Is that worth it? I'm trying to think. I mean, Tauros is faster. Tauros is faster than us, but we're Shuka. Mudsdale's a thing, but if we SD, then that's not as big of a problem. I'm gonna SD turn 1. Why not? You're probably Sash, so I mean, that's fine. Yeah, so there's the webs, which is fine. I'll set up Swords Dance turn 1. I mean, like, it's there's not like this will knock him down to Sash by going for Play Rough. If he switches into something else, it's gonna take a good well, that's interesting. I don't like that. I don't like that. Okay, so he's got both Tailwind and this. So I'm wondering if I need to stall turns then, waiting for the Tailwind to go away. And SD again? Or does he... I mean, surely he doesn't just switch in something here, right? Surely he doesn't. I mean, the Tailwind obviously would help the Bramble. But, I mean... Okay. Yeah, he U-turns out. Yeah, I mean, that helps the Bramble out a lot. Man, if I'd gone for Beat Up and he goes Bramble, then... that could be a problem. I mean, at +1 attack, does Bramble KO me though? Fez is somewhat bulky. I guess it depends on what he goes into. Whatever it is, it's gonna be faster. So I mean, it might be Mudsdale. Might be Mudsdale. I mean, the big thing about Mudsdale is that Musketeers. What is that? Yeah. Yeah, we went for another one. And we're Shuka. So, I mean, we can take an Earthquake. And Play Rough does a lot. We can't go for Beat Up because that'll give him a boost every single time. So, I'm just going to click Play Rough here. He'll probably be faster than me just because of the Tailwind. Nope, I'm still... Are you serious? Are you serious? I bring the tech, and I go for the play, and I get rewarded with a miss. That's really bad, because that would have been some huge damage off on this. I mean, Flygon is a switch-in, but not really. I'm just gonna get damage off on this, because I need this thing low. Ooh. That got it really low. Yeah, because I could have two-shot this. I could have two-shot it, but now I can't because I missed, so that's not good. So yeah, I mean, we brought the right set. It's just hacks is hacks. What are you gonna do? I mean, there's not a whole lot that you can do to this, especially in webs. So I mean, like, I could go for some Trick Room breaking, possibly. Could go for some Trick Room breaking. Yeah, let's go for some Trick Room breaking. Why not? Get some mid-game Trick Room breaking, especially with these webs and everything. Trick Room is kind of my friend, which is cool. So he'll probably just go for something Lash Out. Okay. Yeah, we take that pretty well, so that's not too bad. So yeah, we kind of knew that webs were a possibility, so that's fine. I'll go ahead and click Ice Beam here, and just take this out. So that could be good. You know, we're not in the best scenario, but we're also not in the worst scenario. So we're gonna take this out. SLOWBRO gets another KO. SLOWBRO's not doing too bad, honestly. We'll take it. And Mudsdale is a huge problem. Like, that really opens up Flygon a lot. That really opens up low kicks a lot. All of my big physical hitters, and I don't think he was physically defensive, because yeah, he definitely was not physically defensive at all. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, so if he was Spadef, like max HP Spadef, then I had a 43% chance to OHKO the Mudsdale, and I missed. So at best, you know, at worst, I two-shot him there, and I missed. So now I have to take damage on SLOWBRO, and that's a really unfortunate miss. So it goes into this, which is a real problem. Yeah, this thing's a real issue. So we got 3 more turns of Trick Room. This thing's pretty middling in speed, so I've got to be careful. But I mean, not really, because I still have webs. So I mean, SLOWBRO. If you're Terra normal, Future Sight still OHKOs, and you don't have a dark type. So I just want to make sure that you can't sit on the field for a long time. Okay. I mean, that should be okay, I think. Tentacruel, that's fine. If I just clicked Psyshock, you were in a bad position. I think I just slack off here, right? Yeah, I think I just slack off here. Because, yeah, I mean, if you're no bulk, I have enough investment to where Toxtricity takes 104 to 123 after Terra Normal. So, I mean, he's going to have to let Rabombi take it, I guess, sack Rabombi in order to take it. Or, I mean, that's probably his only option, which just gives me free HP as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I mean, free HP, and then Future Sight will go next turn, I believe. Knockoff, it's fine. It's honestly fine. That does make our Future Sight do a little bit less, unfortunately. Yeah, it no longer is in KO range, but like, it's fine, I think. We just click Ice Beam here because we can't click Future Sight again. So he knows our entire set now. Obviously that does 0, and he flip turns out. So yeah, something's gonna take this. Something's gonna take this big hit, and we'll see what he wants to go into. Probably just sacks Rabombi. I think that's what makes the most sense to me. But I don't think he has anything that can really OHKO me. I mean, because Bramble would have to go for Power Whip. It can no longer go for Poltergeist because I just got knocked off. Yeah, Starburst, sacks Rabombi, which is fine. SLOWBRO taking another KO here. Yeah, definitely looking for that spot to be as the trying to be that top kill leader here. You know, going into this week, we had Kilowattrel at number 2 in the entire league, and now SLOWBRO's like, no, I can get some KOs as well. It got some last week. It's getting some more this week. We'll take it. But I believe Trick Room just wore off. I'll have to double check, but I believe it just wore off, and he goes into Pop Rocks. Yeah. So this no longer is a guaranteed OHKO. But what do I do? Do I sack something here? Do I sack SLOWBRO? SLOWBRO's good into Tauros. Yes, it's good into Tauros. I could go into Squishy, but I want to make sure that I can spin. I think Squishy's the most expendable member. That's the problem. Because then I can go Flygon after that to take the Boom Burst. Yeah, I think that's what we do. I don't want to do this. I'm in a bad spot here. Yeah, I'm in a really rough position in this. But we are AV, so that'll help a little bit. But this thing is probably faster than me, I would think, after webs. But Tailwind is gone permanently, so we don't have to worry about that, which is good. But luckily the Mudsdale tech didn't work out. so that's helpful. So yeah, now he's a normal type. Makes sense, but we do have the Chalon Berry. It would be nice if we could get off some chip, but I don't think we can take 2 of these. Oh, it's a roll. Yeah, that's probably a roll. Although let's see if we can tell anything about his set. Boom Burst. You are definitely not Specs. So he could be... He could have absolute min rolled for Modest, or he could have gotten like a middling roll for Timid. Either way, if he's Timid, then I have a chance of living. And I could get him in Flag-On range. Although, how much does Flag-On do? Yeah, if I can live this... I think I Rapid Spin here. He switches. Okay. Probably into Bramble. Could have knocked off, I guess. Yeah. Do we just knock off here anyway? I mean, you're faster. So, I mean, that's a thing. But I mean, you're also so easily revenged by low kicks. I mean, like, so easily. I just hate to lose my spinner, you know? I hate to lose my spinner. But I don't have great switch ends into this. Surely he doesn't just go hard. He doesn't just go hard into, or he doesn't just go hard for that. I don't know. Let me click knock. Yeah, he just whips. Okay. So yeah, he gets the webs. There's really just not a whole lot I can do. He's Life Orb, so we learned that. I go into this. Surely Bramble doesn't live like anything, right? First Impression does... Oh no, that's to Toxtricity, not to Bramble. I bet it does a lot more to that. Bramble... yeah, First Impression does 85 to 101 to max HP. Throat Chop and Knockoff always KO. I mean, he's not doing any damage really with anything else. So I feel like Throat Chop or Knockoff might be the better play here. Because I mean, if I Throat Chop and catch... If I Throat Chop and catch the possible Toxtricity, then that thing is completely shut down. I think I just go for the extra damage. I think we go for knock, actually. Yeah. So I think he has to switch here. Warheads? I don't know if I know what that is. Bowl? Okay. Well, you're gonna lose your item, and this is gonna still do a decent amount. It's still a good amount. I mean, we'll take it. He's Helmet, specifically for this, I'm assuming. But that makes this a little more repeatable, which is definitely a good thing. We go hard SLOWBRO, for sure. If he has like Trailblaze shenanigans, this might be over. I don't know. He's definitely brought some similar things to that in the past, but that knockoff definitely did a good chunk. A great chunk. He definitely knows that we are banded at this point. But that's not necessarily the worst thing, because if I can get Trick Room back up, then these webs might start putting in some work against him, and that's huge, because he really doesn't have a whole lot that wants to take future sights, and low kicks is still great even in webs. So we've got some tools to get around this, and it's okay. If PZ starts to go off, then that could be huge, especially if it's like right outside a Trick Room. If PZ comes in and starts doing its thing, that... Oh, he doubles. Okay. Probably just calls my SLOWBRO switching. I guess, yeah. Because, I mean, Power Whip is definitely going to hurt. Power Whip's definitely going to hurt. It does not KO, though. It definitely does not KO. And Ice Beam does KO if he's max HP. But he could have Shadow Sneak. Could be a thing. I think we Trick Room, right? Power Up does 66 to 78. I think we Trick Room. Because he can't Poltergeist. He has to go for the Power Whip. How did... Okay, or we just... Life Orb. Okay, I didn't count for Life Orb. Even though I've seen that before. 12% chance to Oko, and he gets it. Yep, okay. Sounds about right. So yeah, this is just the typical Dapper Luck game. That's basically all this is just typical Dapper Luck showing itself. Missed the play rough, which meant that I was on the back foot there, and then get a very low chance to KO there, and it still does. Oh well, no, that's probably not true. No, if he's max, no, that calc was with no attack. So actually, yeah, if he has a decent amount of attack investment, then that was guaranteed. So that's probably what that was. You can't really touch this. You can strength sap, but you'll still go down. So I think knock is still the play. Spike. Okay, that's annoying. I don't have anything that's sashed, so I don't know if that'll make a huge difference, but we'll get rid of this. Yeah, because I mean, he really doesn't need that anymore. But you just go hard bull here, right? You could go something else, but I basically need to try to get... Yeah, oh, this is a tough one. This is a really tough one. I've got to let something go down here. I think PZ has got to be my end. Game mon. So I'm not really worried about Bramble. Toxtricity, I can outspeed if he activates my thing, but Bull still probably outruns me. So yeah, we're in a rough place here. Do I let low kicks go down? He's got Tentacruel. I mean, these things still don't switch in well to low kicks. I think I just go hard into Flagon. I think I just go hard Flagon. It's not going to enjoy this at all. Yep, goes for Boom Burst. I know he's not Specs. Yeah, it's still gonna two-shot, but it means that we live, which is good. And so I think we just click EQ here. Rocks don't really help us all that much. Yeah, we just click EQ here. I don't think there's a reason to click anything else at this point. We're in a really bad. Oh, he switches. Okay. Nothing you go into really wants to take a ground move. I mean, we probably still two-shot this at -2, right? Yeah, we still two-shot this. This is a tough one because I think PZ has the... Can PZ win? That's the question. I don't know that it can, because if I stay in here, we don't speed tie. He outspeeds me, and I go down, right? So then, at that point, I go low kicks for the revenge, and I get damage off on something, but then when PZ comes back in, Bull's not around, and I'm slower. I don't think I can take a hit from Toxtricity. Yeah, Boom Burst always KOs here if he's modest. Do I just take the KO? We'll just sit. Yeah, he's faster. I just don't think I have switch-ins to his mons. Yeah, I probably could have played that better, but I'm not really sure how. And the thing is, we have to go for first impression here because he's definitely faster than us. Yeah. We have to click first impression. Yeah. Because otherwise he just KOs. So low kicks will revenge. But I don't think we have it in us to carry this because I can't. I mean, I'm slower than this because of the webs. I'm slower than this because of the webs. And actually, Tri-Attack always misses out on the KO on this. No bulk, doesn't matter. It always misses out on the KO. So even then I'd have to Hyper Beam, and then I just lose to Tentacruel. So yeah, this game's pretty much over. So I just sack this. I just sack this to a Boom Burst. Yep. Because I mean, no matter what happens, I lose there, because even if I switch into PZ and come back into this, then I get the KO with first impression. Then, because I mean, yeah, first impression would have KO'd, but then I'm sitting there and can't do anything else with PZ. So I would have had to hope that he knocked me off or something, and then I would have. But he's not going to do that. Yeah, so pretty sure we don't take this. Yeah, we don't take this if he's max modest. If he's timid, there's a very small chance that we live, but it's very small. So yeah, this is pretty much over. I'm gonna click Hyper Beam, just in case. But I don't think we live. I don't think we live this at all. And yeah, that's gonna be the whole game. Yeah, so really tough, and we again lose. We again lose to Thomas. Yeah, we don't live. We again lose to Thomas. It's a tough matchup. I don't think my team was quite ready for it. I don't think I had the tools to deal with it. Magnezone could have helped out there in dealing with that, I guess. But I don't know. I guess Zone would have been a better bring there. But I don't know. Even then, I don't think it was the best thing ever. But I will say, ultimately, as long as we can do okay the rest of the season, I think we'll be okay. Definitely needs to make some adjustments later on. We are actually making a trade going into next week. We actually will no longer have Magnezone after next week. So that's something to look out for. But yeah, I think Zone would have helped me out a lot, because it would have helped against pretty much everything on the team except for the, like, Mudsdale obviously ate it for breakfast. So maybe he wouldn't have been as willing to throw that away. But I mean, it helped against everything else that he brought. So yeah, next time we can adjust and do something different, but oh well, what are you gonna do? So yeah, we're at 2-2 now, and we have, I think it's a -2 or -3 differential now. So our differential's not bad, but we can hopefully bounce back next week. We play Keegan, and I'm hoping that we can put in some work there. But until next time, stay safe out there, stay healthy. We'll see you later. Bye bye.